session. So Pilates is just even the way I say it. It is a round movement, and it was created for sport. Unlike yoga, which is a philosophy and it's all about a lifestyle thing, there's a separation with Pilates. However, all of it, I'm pretty sure if Joseph Pilates was alive today, I'm pretty sure that Pilates would have evolved, because we know so much more now. Today we're going to do quite a nice grounding session. So if you're new to me, we're actually going to start on the floor in a full stretch, and we're going to breathe. It's Monday morning, so if you're watching this on pre-record, Mondays are normally quite chaotic. So we're going to start with long, laid out and breath. Okay, so give yourself a moment, take yourself into a full body stretch. And I'd like you to cross right leg over left, and then with your hands, left hand over right, if that makes sense. So kind of like clasp your fingers, and it's like a little twist. Give yourself a little wiggle jiggle. It's a difficult word, the wiggle jiggle. And then from there, uncross, recross, opposite leg. So left over right and right over left. Good, good. Just starting to stretch out the fascias of the body. So if you like, you've got your skeleton, you've got your attachments keeping your bones together, you've got your muscles that sit on top of your skeleton and attach to your skeleton, and then you've got this thin fascia. It's almost like a cobweb, this invisible fascia that lies on top of the muscles and sits underneath the skin. And it's that we're going to target today. We're going to have a look at the fascia of the body. Okay, so from that, I want you to squeeze your buttocks tight and let your toes turn out slightly. Okay, and we're going to start by mobilizing the upper body and shoulders. So the lower limbs are long, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and I want you from a full stretch to bring your elbows down to 3 and 9 o'clock. So 3 and 9 o'clock. So you're keeping your shoulders and arms, if possible, on the mat, on the floor, and you're just gently bringing your arms down 90 at the elbows. Now, some of you with shoulder mobility issues may recognize that one side may not touch the floor. There might be discomfort here. As always in my sessions, you do what is appropriate for you. You never feel like you're a failure on this, okay? You have to do what's comfortable. Use your breath, because as you breathe, you start to relax off the muscles and not fight the movement, which is important. Okay, now from there where you've got 90-90 at your elbows, what I'd like you to do is just see if you can bring your elbows together and let them touch. And that's allowing the wrist to touch and the fingers to touch as well. You open out 90-90 and repeat that a few times. So as you do this, legs are still straight. The idea here is that you're feeling that stretch through the back, and you might even feel this down the top of the arms. Now, how does that feel? From here, let your elbows touch, and then see if you can send your hands overhead. So the elbows are touching, the wrists are touching, and just send them upwards if you can. Now again, you might feel this is quite strong. And again, if you've got boobs, sometimes they get in the way of this movement, and that's completely fine. So you have to do what feels comfortable for you. From there, pin your fingers down into the ground. Elbows no longer touch, but you push your fingertips into the ground. And from here, bend your knees, slide your heels into your bottom. Okay, and I want you to push your fingers down and just lift up your hip and down again, like little bridges. This is some spinal mobilization as we start the session. So I'm just going to change my angle so you can see me. We're coming up into a nice bridge and down again, pushing your fingertips into the ground. Okay, lovely. Last time, up, hold, and just stay there for a second. Take your hands back to your sides, palms down. Bottom lifted, squeeze through and engage through the butt. Palms down at your side, roll the palms out. Palm up, palm down. Keep squeezing the buttocks. And as you squeeze through your bum, drive down into your heels. Push down into your heels and enjoy that. So we're rolling the arms out and in, bit of diversionary tactics here. Out and in, out and in. Well done. Draw the spine back down, pull both knees into chest and give yourself a crutch. So we are circling through the knees. One direction and then the other. So we're drawing circles. If you want to lift the head and shoulders, feel free. So like I said, little target today is around the fascias of the body. Well done. Draw the knees into chest. Pull in nice and tightly. So now watch for a second. The knees and the lower limbs are going to push away into tabletop as the chin comes up to chest. And then we take it back down. So it's almost like flexion of the spine moves from your bottom and low back to your upper back and shoulders. So the arms straighten, the legs come up into tabletop, the eye goes through the feet, and then we'll pull it all back down again. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Now don't worry about the breathing too much today. That'll come in a minute. Just remember to breathe naturally and comfortably. Last time, leave your legs in tabletop. Let's send the arms towards the ceiling. So we are pulling up as if somebody's got hold of your hands and they're trying to pull you up, 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 up. And then melt your spine back down and pop your head down on the mat. Breath in, exhale, push up, 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 up. Now, interesting thing that happens here, as we start to flex through the spine like this, the thighs may want to naturally crawl in towards your ribs. So make sure as you perform the move, you can still perch cups of tea on your shins. Any chance we could open the door? I'm having a hot flush, girls. Can feel all this heat wrapping around me like a cloak. Woo! Up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. Breath in, up, 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 up. And down, 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 down. Maintain, hold this in tabletop. Arms go wide, okay. Whew. Right, bring your thighs together. 90 at your knees, 90 at your hips. Send your legs over to me. Look in the opposite direction. We're just twisting and stretching for a second. Breath in, exhale, bring it all up and over, and then over to the other side. So eye gaze away from your knees. Enjoy that stretch in the chest. Breath in, breath out, let it go. So we're going to repeat this because this is just a stretch. We will turn it into more of an activation next. So just bear with, looking away each time. So again, what's happening here? We're stretching out through the body. Last time facing me, and then we're gonna add in. Okay, this time, drop the knees out to one side, hold it there, extend the top leg, so stretch it out, and then look away. What you should get here is quite a strong stretch in the booty, and you may feel this in the armpit. It isn't unusual for the arms not to touch the ground. Keep breathing. See if you can get both toe on the floor and wrist on the floor. And arm. Try and let it go. Try not to hold your breath. Feel the stretch through the back. By the time we finish today, you're going to feel tall. Okay, bend the top knee and slowly travel back to center. Okay, so here we go. We're going to repeat that on the other side. The knees will drop. Arm out. top leg extends straight where possible, and just let it all go. So there should be a tension and tightness around the hip and bottom. I expect that. Bring the toe down towards the ground and see if you can settle the arm. Work on it. So if you want to, really stretch and push. Yeah. Are you all right there, Elaine? Thumb up. Good, good, good. Okay, come back to center. Draw your knees into chest and give yourself a coach. Lovely. Okay, so feet together, I lie, knees bent, feet either side, nice and wide, okay? And from here, I just want you to drop your knees to one side, then the other. So if you can see me, feet as wide as possible, so take the knees to one side. Actively try and get them down onto the ground. Lift up and switch sides. Actively, really work on pushing those knees down. And you might feel that clenching your bum helps. What you should be experiencing is a stretch out through the front of the abdominals. Well done. Now, it's really interesting. I'm finding all sorts of things pulling in my neck and in my shoulders this morning. And that is all fascia related. Okay, come back to center and just relax. Good. Okay, so having spoken about fascias, now going to talk about primal movement. So we lie long. The left leg is going to come over the right leg, and the left leg is going to pull the entire body over onto your belly. Then the left leg is going to lift and pull you back onto your back. We're going to do this twice on the same side, okay? So left leg crosses the right and it activates the pull over. So when I said primal movement, this is like a baby. Left foot pulls yourself back and you relax and rock into that position. Okay, let's try that with the right, okay? So right leg lifts, right leg crosses, and the right leg activates the pull over. The right leg lifts and pulls you back. So, and you're going to do that one more time. So in our pilability, we've been looking at that scorpion movement where you lie on your belly and lift the leg over. Can you feel and see how they're connected? Once you roll back, stay there. It's interesting, isn't it? Just like a baby. You look good. Okay, so from here, hold on to one leg. If you want to hang on to both, we're going to roll like a ball, okay? So if you want to, if you're not comfortable rolling up, what sometimes helps, one leg only. So you've got one leg already on the floor to pull yourself up. Come into a bit of a rocking motion, and we're going to roll. So roll like a ball, one leg or two. And if you want to, turn that into a balance. So we roll up, perch. So it's a balance, so no touchy, feet no touchy, okay? Do this 2 or 3 more times for me. Lovely. Okay, so a little bit of a combo. So we've rolled up. I want you to take your feet wide. You know what's coming next. 90-90 with your feet. We practice this in all our types of activity at the moment. 90-90, you're going to pull up, contract through your center and drop your knees down again. Got it? 90-90 at the hip, up and over. If you feel that you need to do this with hands on the floor to support you, it's completely fine. If you want to stretch out, make it bigger, that's fine. Arms up in the air, that's fine. Do whatever you do that makes you feel comfortable. The other thing is you'll travel when you do this, which always makes me chuckle. So I feel like I'm coming into the camera a little bit now, so I'm going to go back. Lovely. Okay, now from here, now just watch for a second, okay? I'm rolling down, fingers to ground. Now this is how we started. Roll it up, knees wide, drop into one direction. Up, up, roll down. Breath in, exhale, roll up, and then come out 90-90 in the opposite direction. So we're going to do this a handful of times, guys. This will flash up your obliques, your waistline muscles. So there's a pull up, and I can absolutely guarantee this will get harder as you do this. This is really tough on your core and your obliques, so your deep abdominal muscles, your surface abdominal muscles, and your waistline. So it's all going on here right now. Okay, so enjoy it. You'll notice that you'll be using a bit more momentum as your muscles fatigue. And I don't know about you, but I certainly feel quite tired from that. Last time. Oh God, I'm really feeling that. Okay, lie down, stretch out, give yourself a moment. Okay, from here, let's have a look at the circles through the hips. I feel like I've just inchwormed back up my mat. Okay, so left leg straight, right leg flexed, right knee straight, so leg to ceiling. We're going to start with a little circle. Now, as you start this, make sure the circle's small and be conscious of what part of your anatomy is making contact with the floor. Okay. Switch direction. So this is just started. Gravity is starting to pull pressure down into the back of the pelvis. Okay, now we're going to switch direction and make it larger. So the circles cross in the midline and then out to the side. Cross in the midline at the bottom of your yoga mat, out to the side. You'll notice your left heel is pressing into the ground and things are starting to move. It's quite intense into the groin, so you'll feel that. Now switch directions, see how that feels like. Oh, up and over. So you do what is comfortable. So it's a full circle, but do what's comfortable for you. And it's a lovely big circle, so think about what's going on in the hip. I'm not necessarily looking for a straight leg, just lovely circumduction, which is the full action of the hip joint. Well done. And switch sides. Okay, so from there, leg long, right leg, left leg to ceiling. Let's just start with painting some small circles. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Lovely. Switch direction. This is your prep move. And again, what you might notice that your circles are more like peculiar squares, oblongs. Anyway, stop talking hell. Let's make this bigger. Switch direction, bring it across the midline of the body, out and down and across the body. So it's a big movement, guys. Because normally I would say a half circle. We're doing a full circle. Your hips are going to move. You're going to feel this deep and strong into the groin and into your deep core muscles, okay? Which is completely normal. Switch direction, here we go. Make it lovely and big. Good job. Okay, I'm just checking on Zoom. You're doing all right, Zoomers. Well done. Release, relax, and then give yourself a moment. Okay, just draw your knees into chest and give yourself a cushion. Woo, and a little breath. Okay, I'd like to do some extension work. So back extension work. So from here, it is an up and over, and I want you to lie down on your bellies. Okay, just grab a sip of drink. That's a Welsh word, isn't it? It's a bit like, can you just grab a sip of your drink? Is it? Like, whose coat's that jacket and whose boots are those shoes? We don't have any toast, but we got some bread. That is a thing. Okay, so belly work. We're lying on our bellies and we're looking at some extension work. Okay, the first thing in terms of fascia, the first thing I want you to do is to work on stretching out. It's called the psoas. Psoas is like deep trunk muscles which attach upper body to lower body, and they're a bit of a pain. So, as in they get tight and it's very difficult to massage. So the first thing I want you to do is come into a bit of a sphinx position. So draw your elbows under your shoulders. I want you to consciously lift your ribs off the floor and your belly. So your pubic bone is the thing that's pushing into the ground. And once you've got that, I want you to go tall and long. What you may notice is that your bum cheeks clench. So did you notice I kind of go high, go low. You can feel clench and unclench, just feel that. So maintain that height, so you're really pushing away from the ground. Try and relax your bum cheeks a little bit. Okay, so from there, what I want you to do is curl the toes under the heels and just squeeze your knees and get your knees off the floor. Hold it there, push away, and then release. So relax your bum. Straighten off your knees, lengthen, lift your ribs. And then let it go. One more time, up, and let it go. Okay, right, so this is us just starting to wake up the back. So from here, take your hands to shoulder height, or like chest boob height, and your thumbs are near your rib cage. Okay, we're just going to relax your bum, and we're just going to push up and let your knees do the work. Lay yourself back down. I did this really... Come on, Helen, get your words. Lift your chest, rib cage, belly, pubic line, thighs. Thighs, pubic bone, belly button, ribs, boobs. Boobs, belly button, pubic bone, thighs, up, and down. Got it? So, some of you will want to drive from your butt, which means some of you will clench your butt to come up. I want you to see if you can get your abs to do it. So consciously turn off your bum and see if you can enjoy the stretch further through your abdominals. Another tip here, take your hands further down so you're a bit more practiced now and a bit warmer, so you can take your hands down lower, and as you push up you'll increase that stretch through the front of your body. It's the stretch through the front that I'm caring about, less of the flexion of the back. It's all about feeling that stretch through your abdominals. Well done. Last time. And then push back into child's pose. So here's the thing, for any back issues, child's pose is our go-to, okay? So, options. In fact, let's work through this together. Now, I know my boobs and my belly get in the way, but I want your knees to come together, shins to come together, and lie down in child's pose. Now, that will feel slightly different. So, stay here, push back through your hands, and your focus is trying to get your bum onto your heels, okay? So, your eye gaze is through your knees. Use your hands to push back, and then allow your boobs to come down onto your thighs, and try and rest your head and rest your arms towards the mat. Your bum's going to lift. How does that feel in your back? Are you catching your breath or trying to breathe through it? Now, push yourself up onto your hands, separate your knees, keep your toes together, and once again, work on pushing your bum onto your heels. Now drop your chest. Now stretch your arms in front of you. Okay, so we come up onto all fours. And for a moment, we're going to do a circle. So the bum is over the angle of the heels, comes forward over to the outline of the fingers, all the way back to its starting point and switch direction. Do that 1 or 2 more times. I like this. It's such a grounding feeling when we do this, and I like how my wrists feel. I feel this awakening going on through my body. And when you're ready here, I want you to sit back, pop your bottom on your heels again, and just roll out through your wrists. Okay, enjoy that. Enjoy sitting back on your knees if you can. Well done. How do we feel? We're all right? Thumbs up? Yeah, they're still with us. Good, 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 good. Okay, so you've been here before. You know this movement. So, diagonal pointer. The first thing I want you to do before we progress this movement is work on opposite hand to knee lift. So hand, knee and shin lift. And we're just going to move from one side to the other. So there's no stretching of limbs here, it's just focusing on that sort of what's going on in your centre. Now what we're going to do is curl the toes under the heels. So now what we're going to do is the same movement, lifting the knee off the deck, but your toes are still tucked under your knees. Do you notice that's different? Can you feel that? You're less stable. There's more work going on through your centre when you perform that movement. Okay, rest. So it might be that you just rest off your wrist. I'm not sure if this is for everyone, but if you just sit and relax for a moment and just push one hand down, palm up, and just feel that stretch out the wrist. Like I say, it's not for everyone, but again, it's just fascia release, switch sides. It's not for everyone because I think it feels quite vulnerable when we do this. Okay, so we're going to come back into diagonal pointer. So when we do it this time, we are looking for the full extension. So yeah, fine. So I am looking for arm, opposite leg. So we're coming up into a beautiful tabletop. And when we're in position, everything is strong through your center. I'm going to encourage the toe curl under the heel. Hold it there, find some stillness. Then we are going to go out into the diagonal and back again. We're going to do this 8 times. So this really challenges balance. You may feel the pull behind your knee as well. So we're looking for a long line. So heel, bottom, shoulder, hand is all coming up onto the horizon, okay? Once you've completed your 8, settle back in child's pose. So, and to do that, chin to chest, really round out through the back as you come back into child's pose. Okay, so now we're on the other side. To get us there, we round out through the back to bring us into tabletop. Engage the core, curl your toes under your heels, opposite hand to leg. Hold it and find that stillness. Hold it. Now we come out into the diagonal and back again. 8 times. Just coming to have a look at my zoomers. So again, think about your lines. You're up onto the horizon. So just make sure you're lovely and long and stretched out. Good job. Once you've completed your 8, then we do that rolling back. So big arch through the back as you settle back in child's pose. Now at the moment, I want us to put some attention into what's going on into the lats. So the lats play a big part of what we do. They're a big old muscle in the back. So, and this is taken from yoga originally, but I do use it for release work. So firstly, what I want are the forearms to be down and the hands facing forward. Curl the toes under the heels and see if you can just push up and push back. So in yoga, we call this Dolphin Pose. Bring your feet together, please, as you perform this, and your eye gaze should be towards your elbows. Keep using your body to push yourself back. And if you want to, you can come up onto your tiptoes and then settle down through the balls of the feet, allowing the heels to drop. But mostly push backwards. So just feel the lats firing. So this should feel fairly intense into the shoulders. Keep breathing, keep relaxing, and keep pressing the body backwards. Heels together, stretching out through the back of the body. Knees down, sit back, child's pose. Whew. Feel okay? I always like that because I like how my ribs start to feel. And in these COVID times, we need to make sure our breath is good, right? Whew. Lovely. Okay. Do you think we could do that one more time? I'm going to add in an option here. So firstly, you can put your arms across each other when we put the elbows down, so they can be here. I prefer them pointing forward because it's more of a challenge. But what we're going to do this time, once we're into position, I just want you to take a couple of steps forward and then a couple of steps backwards. And just do that a handful of times for me. Drawing your belly into backbone, feeling that strengthening and lengthening through your shoulders, and engaging those core muscles as you walk forward. So you might actually feel this into your coccyx, into your tailbone, the whole of the spine. You're not feeling that. And yes, it does. You do breathe. Well done. Well done. Knees down, sit back, child's pose. It's quite strong, isn't it? Lash, there. Okay. So, we come forward onto our bellies. Remember today, what I'm trying to do is wake up elements of the body. We have been working on the back side of the body quite a lot recently, but watch. So, my right arm, right leg, I'm going to lift, and then I'm going to bend the knee and touch the ankle, and then bring it all the way back down again. I'm going to repeat that on the left side, so it's a flex, touch, and back down again. Now I have to say, this does vary from person to person. I'm not a ballerina, I never was. What I'm looking for is a big arch through the shoulder and a lift of the leg. So really lift, do everything in your power to try and really squeeze the upper body. Do everything in your power to really lift the chest and lift the thigh, okay? So you keep going back to what I was saying about fascias of the body. We're looking at diagonals here. We're really spending time opening up the front of the body. And by doing that, it's taking us away from being sat and our posture is dropping. This is all about engaging the front of the body, stretching the front of us out, making us feel taller, longer, less tight, less stress there. The bonus when you do this is that our proprioception, our spatial awareness, is reminded. You know where your heel is when your hand touches your foot each time. You're not trying to scrabble around there, trying to grab onto your ankle. So with practice, this becomes easier. but also your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, are kicking up here and they're firing beautifully. Well done. Push back into child's pose. And give yourself a moment. Okay, lovely people. Grab a sip if you need one. Sip of your drink. Well done. Okay, so a bit of hip work. So we love that, don't we, girls? And gentlemen, if you're watching, but it's girls. I'm going to say left leg forward. That's your first start. Let's spend a bit of time here in our hip opener. So the left leg comes forward first, and I want you to just come into that. Now, again, if you're new to Pilates, or you've got a bit of chunk, you might feel a bit restricted by thighs. Just spend your time here, just trying to come forward, ankle before the knee, and see how that feels. Okay. Now, if you can, bring your hands right and left of your foot, your front leg, and just stretch back. This stretch now is into the hamstring. This isn't about nose to knee or anything like that. This is just stretching out the leg. Lovely. Rise up, take your back leg and bring it in. Can you see that? So I've turned my back leg in. And what will happen is as soon as I do that, my front leg, the left leg, the knee wants to turn in. So we need to really put some effort in turning that knee out. Then we come in. Lunge. Open the chest, extend the arm. So you should get, diagonals, you should get a stretch from your fingertips right the way into the hip and knee. Now sometimes this trick, that's right, so the knee that's forward, elbow in, use the elbow to push back if you want to, so really help keep that knee out and then open the chest at the same time. If you can, eye gaze through to your fingernails. Right, left, right, left. Well done. And then release. Okay. Give yourself a moment. Turn that extended leg so the toes face forward. Wiggle, jiggle, walk it out. Bring your hands towards the ground. Lovely. Enjoy that stretch. See if you can roll into the baby toe and stay there. If you want to, come down onto your elbows. And if you want to, so your left leg is extended, if you want to take your right hand to the right corner of your mat and then your left hand towards the right corner of your mat, and enjoy that stretch too. Okay, well done. So stay there, give yourself a moment. Okay, so we are going to switch sides. So have a little walk towards the left end of your mat, extend your right leg. So we're going to do all of this in the reverse order. Okay, so your right foot is forward. Enjoy that stretch through the groin. There's a sweet spot here. Where's your bum in relation to your left heel? Are you more comfortable forward or taking your weight backwards? Have a little play with it. There's always a sweet spot if you want to wiggle jiggle that foot forward. Interesting in terms of fascias, you might feel this in the outside of the ankle. If you want to, you can come down towards your left side. Right arm into the far left corner of your mat. Enjoy that, you're welcome. And work with it. Find the bit that really super stretches you out. Lovely. Relax, release. So from here, Keep your left leg where it is, turn out your right and settle forward. So like I said, we're doing it all in the reverse order. Use your right elbow into the outside of your right knee, inside of your right knee, and then just lean it in a little bit. So this is quite powerful, it's quite strong into both hips and hamstrings. The chest comes into play so you can feel the rotation in your back. And if you want to, left arm up and wide. So that's a nice stretch. Oh, I can feel my spine going. Okay, and then release. Then your back left leg, you're just turning that knee out and diving forward. Whew. Does that make sense? It's like the easiest part of the movement, isn't it? Okay. Leaning in. Leaning in. Now, if you want to, bring your hands right and left side of your front leg and then stretch off, straighten off your front leg. Again, if you want to wiggle jiggle it forward, that's fine. This is more about how the knee feels. Now, here's the thing, your big toe might turn inwards. See if you can gently get that foot to turn slightly outwards, dial it slightly outwards. Well done. Release, relax. Swiftly bring both knees together behind you. Spread your fingers, curl your toes under your heels and push up into down dog. Bring your feet together if you can, please, and eye gaze down to your mat, not your toenails. Okay, take one step backwards with your feet, tail still nice and high. And we're going to create a wave as we roll up through the spine and forward into plank. Squeeze through the buttocks. Breath in, exhale, and roll backwards into down dog. So we've got 10 of these in total. And then we relax. This is my kind of movement. Nice and slow and controlled. Just lovely controlling breaths, cooling breaths. Got 3 more, I believe. Well done. When you've completed that, settle back in child's pose first. Just enjoy some of those long breaths in and long breaths out. Okay. Then from there, we're going to turn over and lie flat. If you want to sit, you can. On Friday, our recent class, I read an extract from a really lovely book that I've found and enjoy. Okay, got it. Take a long breath, and first I just need you to settle down. Okay. So to complete your session, I need you to come back to that belly breathing, okay? I need you to consider the breath through the nostrils, right the way into the bottom of the ribs. So send that breath down and deep and low into your abdomen. and let the abdomen go, okay? So do that first for a few breaths. Okay. And then I want you to take your breath around your body. So as you take your awareness to your left shoulder, think about your breath working with it and draw an outline of your body as you relax. So just feel and connect and follow a line as you drive or move down the left side of your body, up your left inner arm, down the left side of your ribs. Just kind of breathe and just connect with that as you travel, because that outside edge is going to go right the way around the body until it joins back at the top left. So just keep following it down like a flow, drawing an outline, encapsulating you. So you'll feel your breath, you'll feel almost like a sensation where you just be in touch just on the outside edges of your body with a beautiful pen. That's magic, because it's always magic and glitter and sparkles in my world. And then it comes up the right side of the body. We're just completing this space, and it's a safe space to hold each other. And what I want to do is, we do intentions all the time, and this one is about difficult situations and experiencing pain and how we move away from it, okay? So bear with me. Once you feel relaxed and settled, to stay is to sit with the pain. To stay is to squirm in the difficult conversations. To stay is to cry and talk and cry more. To stay is to resist the urge to run with everything you have. To stay is to move beyond. To stay is an opportunity to grow deeper and stronger. To stay is to deepen understanding, unbind old wounds, and clean deep cuts. To stay is to be present. To stay is to be present in someone else's confusion sometimes, and try not to mix that with your own. To stay is to remember why it was in the very beginning. And to stay is to nourish, to pull close, and to breathe together. Holding your space. She took care to hold that space, singing into it, breathing into it, cleansing it with her presence, with light and with love. She took care of the energy and those that visited with curiosity, ensuring that stillness and calm were respected, holding her life space and allowing life and energy to do their work. She is strong. she is empowered, and she is filled with love as she is loved. Use this time to remind yourself that you are truly loved, and use this space to feel that connection with each other, holding life lightly. Take a long breath in. Exhale and sigh, just let it go. Create some movement to your fingers and toes. And coming back. When you're ready, activate your back, your knees. Just draw circles or do whatever you need to, just to wake up the body and reward the body. In your own time, turn onto your side. And bring yourself up into a seated position. Well done. Just give yourself a moment. Take a long breath in. Arms out wide, squeeze your shoulders. Just surrender yourself just for a moment, stretching your fingers. Exhale, bring your hands together into your heart space and draw a circle. Well done, my loves. You're amazing. Well done. You feel okay? So we've done loads of work around fashion, release and stretch and energy today. So I hope you feel okay. Any issues?